what we want, the compass of clarity. Let's be real. Figuring out what we truly want is one of the hardest questions we ever face. It sounds simple, right? Someone asks you, what do you want in life? And you'd think you'd have the answer ready. But when the spotlight's on and the silence hangs in the air, many of us stumble. We default to vague statements like, I just want to be happy, or I want a good job, or I want love. And while those things sound nice, they're often just placeholders, safe, general words that don't carry the full weight of our real desires. Hi friends, I'm Scott, and I welcome you to be one with me as we journey together to be the best we can. I make content on expanding consciousness and spiritual solutions for the mind, body, and spirit. And today we're talking about what we want. And the truth about the knowing what we want is clarity. Everything when we sharpen the picture and pinpoint exactly what we want, whether it's in a relationship, a career path, a daily routine, or even the way that we relate to ourselves. We shift out of drifting mode into intentional living. Think about it like this, clarity is the compass. Without it, we're walking in circles, hoping that the wind carries us somewhere better, But with clarity, every thought and every action gives us a sense of, it has a sense of direction. And suddenly our choices make sense. The late night decision to scroll Instagram or to go to bed early isn't random anymore. It either moves us closer to what we want or further away. And that awareness changes everything. The first question, here's the first question worth sitting with. Do I actually know what I want, or am I repeating what I think I'm supposed to want? That distinction is huge. Many people live half their lives chasing someone else's version of happiness. Societies, their parents, their peers, without pausing to check if it resonates deep down. If you ever hit a big goal only to feel empty afterwards, already what I mean. The invitation is to start simple and start real, to look around at the life you already have and write down the different relationships, your family, your friends, co-workers, your partner. And then, write down the stuff that fills your world, your home, your job, your car, your hobbies, your routines, and don't overthink it. Just capture what is. This snapshot becomes your baseline. And then for each area, ask yourself, what do I want from this? What's missing? What would make it even better, you know. And here's where the magic begins. At first, your answers might sound surface level, but you might write, I want a raise, or I want a partner who's funny. And, that's fine. Those are valid wants, but then dig deeper. Why do I want a raise? Is it because I want more freedom or just more money? Usually with a raise, there's more stress, but, do you want less stress or a deeper sense of being valued, getting paid what you're supposed to? Well, why do I want a funny partner? Is because laughter makes you feel safe, loved, and alive. The deeper you go, the more honest you get, and the closer you come to the essence of your true desire. Take one of your wants, just one, and imagine what life feels like when you already have it. Don't just picture the external details, like the bigger paycheck or the person with the brown hair. Visualize yourself living inside that reality. How does your body feel when you wake up in the morning? How do you carry yourself when you walk into a room? How does your energy shift when you interact with others? This isn't just wishful thinking. This is brain programming. The more vividly you can imagine the feeling of already living your want, the more your subconscious starts lining up to make it real. You ask yourself, you ask yourself this one while imagining, am I willing to act as if I already belong in this version of my life? Because that's where transformation kicks in. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions align with your desired state, the path toward it unfolds naturally. Relationships are where this gets both tender and powerful. If you're looking for a new relationship, please go beyond the surface checklist. It's an easy way. It's easy to say you want someone tall or with a certain style, or someone who likes the same shows as you, but pause and ask, what do I really want to feel when I'm around this person? What qualities matter most to me? Kindness, curiosity, honesty, playfulness, spiritual depth. What kind of energy do I want to build a life with? The deeper you go, the better your chances of attracting someone who actually fits your energy, not just your fantasy. If you're already in a relationship, clarity is even more crucial. You can't expect your partner to read your mind. When you share what you want, you open the door to stronger communication and deeper intimacy. Try weaving it into everyday moments. Go for a walk and ask, what do you want more of in this relationship? What makes you feel most loved? Then share your own truth, even if it feels vulnerable. Growth always comes with a little friction, but friction also creates spark. Practice. Pick a moment this week where you gently bring up what you want in a relationship. Whether it's more time together, more appreciation, more space to pursue your own passions. Frame it as an invitation, not as a demand. Ask your partner to do the same. Notice how the conversation shifts the energy between you. Now, some relationships in your life might already feel solid, and that's beautiful. But don't make the mistake of ignoring them just because they're working. Maintenance is everything. Think of it like watering a plant. You don't stop watering it just because it looks healthy. You take a moment to appreciate the relationships that are nourishing you. You say out loud what's working, and how can we keep this strong? How can we grow even more together? Intentional care keeps connections alive. But let's zoom out again, and because this isn't only about relationships, it's about every corner of our lives. Once we start defining our wants clearly, we'll notice a theme. Desire is fuel. Desire isn't selfish. It's the spark that moves you forward. Don't be afraid to dream big. Let yourself be that kid in the candy store of your life. Maybe you want to start a business or travel to places that make your heart race, or learn an instrument, or finally give yourself permission to rest more. All of it counts. The size of the desire doesn't matter. What matters is that it's honest, that it's yours. Here's the turning point. Once you know what you want, ask yourself, why do I want it? Why do I want this? Why does this matter to my heart, to my body, to my spirit? When you connect the want to a deeper reason, it transforms from a fleeting wish into a soul-guided intention. And from there you can start mapping small steps that move you toward it. Not giant leaps, not impossible goals, just the next right action that brings the future. It brings the future closer to the present you. A suggestion would be to write down 3 of the clearest wants, and underneath each one write the deeper why. And then brainstorm one small doable action you can take this week that moves you in that direction. You know? And then notice how it feels to take even one small aligned step. It shifts your energy, because you're no longer waiting for life to happen. You're co-creating it. You know, and don't forget, what you want will evolve. You're not carving something in stone. You're sketching a living map. You know, as you grow, your wants will grow, and they'll grow with you. And that's not failure. That's flow. So, you know, keep coming back to the question: what do I want now? What do I want next? That practice alone keeps your compass tuned. You know, keeps it tuned to your truest self. Real happiness isn't even in achieving the want. It's in the alignment that comes with moving toward it. When your wants are clear and your actions are intentional and your heart is involved, you feel alive and you feel in motion. You feel connected to something bigger than just survival. That's the essence of true happiness. Not because you've arrived, but because you're on your way. Yeah. So let me leave you with this. What do you want? Not what do you think you should want, not what someone else wants for you, but what your soul is whispering. Can you sit with that question long enough for the answer to rise? Can you dare to write it? You know, to write it down and to say it out loud, to act on it. That's where clarity starts. That's where the compass turns. That's where your true path begins. Like and share this video, and let me know in the comments about what you found out about yourself and what you really want in your life. Subscribe to this channel, and more's coming from the heart for the soul. And check out one of these videos. Yeah, remember, a smile can make someone's day. The right words may change their life. And I love you. Be you. Be one with me.